Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Thursday, August 24th, 2017. I'm starting out with showing this, and this is going to be part of what I'm going to talk about today. But we harvested our onions, and so we got a lot of onions here. And continuing to pick cucumbers and zucchini. They've been going crazy. We started getting some peppers now, which is cool. Pulled out some tomatoes. So I'm going to show you the sky here. Very overcast today. The last time I checked, we were at 3.2 as far as kilowatt hours brought in on the day. So we still got more time. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. So I wanted to do a video today talking about how, let's talk about the last financial collapse, a major one that happened in the Great Depression, okay, and why that didn't turn into a full-blown SHTF. And so people have said, well, you know, we've had recessions before, really, really bad. Why do you think that if there was another major something that happened, why do you believe that it would turn into an SHTF situation now as opposed to back then when it didn't, okay? And the main reason, guys, and I'm going to say this, is because of right here is one of the main reasons, okay? This is all different things that we grew here at home, okay? You know, in the Great Depression era, you had a lot more people gardening. That was a big part of their staples for survival, was growing their own food and having things that they, you know, oh, some cats are not happy. And having their own foods and stuff like that. And so they were able to ride things out easier, if you will, because of the fact that they basically were a lot more self-sufficient back then. Back then, people mended their own clothing. A lot of times, you know, you had people that had more skills in order to survive. A lot more hunters back then, a lot more trappers, so they were able to get, you know, different things to try to make some kind of money, as opposed to today, when, you know, half the people on this government are on what I like to call the government, you know, tit, basically. That's you know, they're getting those free handouts, and so they're not motivated to do anything. So that's why I believe it would turn into an SHTF situation now if we ever had that type of financial collapse that happened back then, you know, in the 20s and the 30s, or the roaring 20s. The 30s is when the Great Depression happened. But so when that happened back then, a lot of people, it didn't affect them at all because they were already poor, but they were self-sufficient enough that they could take care of things, okay? You had a lot of guys lost jobs, and there was a lot of people. If you studied it all, oh boy, somebody is not happy over there. I wonder who. We'll take a walk over and see who's fighting. I'll almost guarantee you, and this is funny, it's probably Buddy and Lucy. And the thing that's crazy about that is, last night, they were in the house together, sleeping side by side in a box. And there's the peacemaker. Maxie's trying to get him to be peaceful. Hey! You two dummies, come on. Let's go. Come on, go. Go. Get going. What's the window do if you go? Yep. I don't understand it. If they're in the house, they get along fine. You get them outside, and they want to kill each other. I don't get it. But anyway, so going back to what I was saying is, like I said, a lot of people today, they're relying on the government, where back then they were not. So, you know, if you have a government collapsing and no financial way to help people, then what happens then? You know, that's the big thing. What happens then? You know, it's people are not prepared the way they were back in the 1930s. Like I said, a lot of people didn't even know there was a depression because they were already poor. But they were self-sufficient in the fact that they were able to grow their own food, take care of the things that they needed to take care of. And here's the other big thing, and I think would be a major factor in it. Back then, the family structure was more oriented towards family, okay? The family structure is not there now. And you know, here's the thing: is let's talk about this real quick. And here's one of the major problems. When let's talk about a lot of the welfare people. Okay, so if if mom has 3 kids, could be by the same father, could be by different fathers, whatever. As long as there's not a man in the household residing there, then the government will help. Okay, so the government has basically set this system up, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm not right. You know, just please, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Okay, the government has set this system up where there's no male role model in the household. So you have these women that is more advantageous for them to not have a man living with them. So maybe they got a boyfriend or something like that, or something to that effect. But they don't want that male role model in the house, which breaks down the family structure. I think that's the most detrimental thing in our society, is not having that family structure, not having mom and dad and the kids and everybody working together. And that's another big part of it, is working together. When you have one person working and one person doing nothing to help, that's detrimental to the family too. It causes a lot of strife and a lot of stress. But the thing is, the system is set up for failure. They want you to fail. And so that's why I have a real hard issue with a lot of what happens. You look at people that have both the male and a female role model in their lives. They're definitely much more rounded people. It's a fact. But so anyway, oh, it's a dead frog. I'm looking over, I see something in the driveway with flies on it. It's a dead frog. But anyhow, the family unit has been broken down, and they're not there anymore, so you don't have that structure. So I think that if we have a major financial collapse, I think it'll be definitely turn into an SHTF situation, because number one, people are not prepared to take care of things as far as the old ways, if you will. They don't know how to garden. They don't know how to, be self-sufficient. People don't even know how to purify water. People don't even know how to make a fire. I mean, that's kind of scary. But those are things. Having any kind of skill set is going to give you an advantage. So I just, but the thing is, people are so reliant on the government now that when something does happen, it is going to be absolutely disastrous, guys. I mean, you look what happens when, the EBT cards were shut off for a while. I can't remember how long it was, but I think it was in California. People went freaking nuts, okay? So that's just on a very short time period, small scale. Could you imagine if tomorrow, everybody that was supposed to be getting their EBT here on the first of the month, they all of a sudden, they went to get the reload on their money and they couldn't have anything? People would absolutely go postal. It would be complete anarchy. You think Antifa and those other idiots are bad? Take away those benefits from people and see how they're going to act, okay? And that's, all across the board, guys. I'm not saying that the blacks in the city or the Hispanics in the city. There's a lot of white people. Actually, there's more white people on welfare than there are black people. But you take away that crutch, and you're going to see basically all hell break loose, okay? So I generalize it for the system, the whole system. There, like I said, I think it's 48% of the people in this country don't work and get some form of assistance. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people need help, okay? But some people also very much play the system. They do. I mean, it's just a fact. I've seen it firsthand. So, within my own family. So, it's, but that happens. What are you going to do? Anyway, no family structure, no skills, no gardening, stuff like that. That's why I believe that a financial collapse now would turn into an SHTF situation, because those skills and things of the past are gone. Now, let's go back to the Great Depression real quick. You had a lot of fathers bailed on their families after they couldn't take care of them. Okay, that happened. But a lot more stayed home, guys. A lot more stayed home and took care of them. Where a lot of these people today, dad's not in the picture at all, or if he is, it's a sketchy situation. So, it's a very hard thing. So, something to think about. I definitely want your guys' views on this. I want your thoughts. I want your comments. What do you think as far as between back in the Great Depression and now? What's the difference? Why do you think it'll be successful or not successful? Could we ride out another Great Depression like we had back in the 30s in modern days? Could we do it? I don't think we can. So, I'd still have to get all these wires up underneath. So, and somebody had made that comment. They're all going to get put up underneath. So I will be taking care of that. I just haven't done it yet. It's one of those things that haven't gotten done. But anyway, guys, listen. I'm going to jump off of here. Please like, comment, share if you like what we're doing. Share the video. Subscribe if you like what we're doing here. Remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. And remember, it's STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever your goals are, you can reach them as long as you work towards it, okay? And that's really, really important. So I will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great day. And the work week's almost over, guys. So I'll talk to you later. Prepping this one out for now.